In today's video, I'm going to take you through some of my favorite NBA player props for today's game. Let's go, baby!
Y'all motherfuckers, when they get some free tips, best bets, go ahead and flex some. Pick winners all the time, hit it on a daily. This is all free, you don't even have to pay me.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We kicked off opening night with a 4-1 record. We had Brown overs in points, which cashed. Tatum over in points, which cashed. Embiid over in assists, cashed. We had him on under rebounds. We tried to fade the public here, and that absolutely flopped. And we took LeBron James over on rebounds, which cashed. So we're 4-1 so far. It's looking nice and pretty. Let's see if we can add a little more W's to the win column. I've got 5 player props to take you through today. Won't be long. Get a pad and a pen. Get your sports book open, whatever it takes, and let's get amongst this. First player prop that I want to get on today is Wagner for 14.5 points. In the same game, we're looking at Saddiq Bey for 4.5 rebounds. A little bit of analysis. Franz Wagner, I expect him to take a leap this year. He had an excellent rookie season. I loved betting on this bloke last year. I'm hopeful that he continues to deliver us on this upcoming season. He did average 15 points last year. He did average 20 points per game against the Detroit Pistons, and he also covered this line in 3 out of 4 games. He is matched up against Saddiq Bey, who is a solid defender, although Wagner does have that, he does have the size advantage. Orlando are missing Fultz, Harris, Isaac, even his brother Mo, and this should increase his minutes and also his usage rate. Detroit do have size and athleticism in the backcourt, which should make it a little bit more difficult for the Orlando guards to score. So I expect Wagner, Banchero as well, and Carter to be focal points for their attack. So I'm really liking Wagner and Banchero. They got a similar line. I think they'll both go over. But just in case there's some nerves from Banchero in his first NBA game, I'm leaning towards Wagner over 14.5 points. Now, with Saddiq Bey, we're looking at over 4.5 rebounds on this one. He did average 5.5 rebounds last game. He averaged 6.8 rebounds against the Magic. He covered this 4.5 rebound line in all 4 games against against the Magic last year. Looked into his preseason stats, played 27 minutes per game, averaged 5.5 rebounds in those games, so he's still getting after it. The reason why I picked Saddiq, like I said earlier, Detroit, they do have a small lineup up front, meaning their front court. Looks like they're going to play Stewart at center, Bogdanovic or Bey at the 3 or 4, which does leave them a little bit light. I think Stewart's going to have a busy night if he's the only big man for the Pistons. They do have that rookie coming off the bench, but unsure of how many minutes he's going to get. So I do expect these centers from the Pistons contesting a couple shots at the ring, giving Saddiq Bey an opportunity to grab these rebounds. So those 2 props all in the same game. You might even want to put those suckers together, but let's see how we go. The next props in the Houston versus Atlanta Hawks game. We're looking at Clint Capella over 21.5 points and rebounds. He averaged 14.5 points against the Rockets. Rebounds. 14.5 rebounds against the Hawks last season. He also averaged 15 points in the 2 games against them as well. So you're looking at an average of 28 to 29 points and rebounds combined, and the line's only set at 21.5 here. The Rockets were one of the worst teams in the league, giving up boards. He's matched up against Şengün, who's only a 6'9" center. He also doesn't operate around the perimeter as much, so I think Capella's going to be in a great position to grab rebounds. In terms of his points, we spoke about the size difference between him and his opposition. He's also playing with 2 capable passers, DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. I expect to see some pick and roll action, some lobs, even if he can get some offensive rebounds and get some putbacks. So I'm liking Clint Capella to go over his points and rebounds tomorrow. Talking about rebounds, our next prop is Desmond Bain from the Memphis Grizzlies. He averaged 4.3 rebounds last season, 6 rebounds per game in the 2 games against the Knicks. He does have very short arms. You'll notice that if you watch the games, he's got very short arms, But the Grizzlies are missing Jaren Jackson and also Williams at the bench. They're both very notable rebounders. They do still have Steven Adams. He might collect 10, but there's still a lot more rebounds available. I think Bain and Morant, their value for rebounds in this one, steered clear of Morant. His rebound numbers were great in the playoffs, but against the Knicks, he hasn't collected very well. And I expect him to be chasing around Jalen Brunson as well. So he might not be in the best position. Whereas Desmond Bain off ball, if he's guarding like RJ Barrett or whoever, I think he'll be in good position to get some rebounds, especially some long ones. So 3.5 for Desmond Bain. Let's go. And the final player prop that I wanted to share with you all is in the Dallas Mavericks versus Phoenix Suns game. We're looking at Luca Doncic over 8.5 rebounds. As we all know, Luca Doncic owns the Phoenix Suns. I'm looking at his rebounds because he averaged 9.2 rebounds in the season, which is huge. 9.6 rebounds against the Suns. I was being cautious to, steer away from his points, especially because it's the start of the season. It's well known that his off-season habits are questionable. And even though he looks fitter, they had some international games in the off-season. In the past, he's failed to score very well in the first half of the season. I like the rebounds in this one purely because I don't rate the Suns this year. I think they're going to fall well short of what their expectations are. So hopefully their offense sucks. Doncic will still get a lot of game time. He still have massive influence on the game. I'm just not sure whether he's going to score very well. So I'm taking the more consistent play, taking him over 8.5 rebounds. They haven't changed their team too much to impact his ability to get boards. So Luca Doncic over 8.5 rebounds, lads. Now, if you did like this video, nice and short, get your props in, follow it, play them as singles, play them as multis, however you like. You can tease them if you want. But like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to put these up as often as possible. And if I'm not putting them up, I'm sharing them in the Discord. Our Discord is free to join. The link is in the description of the video. I do have another 3 player props that I'll be sharing in there. Plus, I have same game multis for most games tomorrow, and I'll be putting a lot of these together to make something juicy so we can make some bank. But I'll catch you all in the next video. Thank you all for tuning in. Salute.
Y'all motherfuckers, when they get some free tips, best bets, go ahead and flex some. Pick winners all the time, hit it on a daily. This is all free, you don't even have to pay me.